I am sitting here with Pearl and Floyd Bear. They're members of Muscogee First Nation, and they're going to share the history of their family and stuff that they can speak about on behalf of people who have come and gone before them. So, welcome, you guys. Floyd and Pearl, how long have you guys been married?
50, well, it'll be 55 years in May.
Wow.
Yeah.
Easy years, tough years, up and down years?
Oh, up and down.
Yeah.
It's, you know, little arguments here and there.
But who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So tell me a little bit about your family. Who are your mom and dad and your grandparents?
Okay, well, my mom and dad was Mary Humphreyville, and my dad was Percy Bear. And my grandparents, I'm not too sure on my dad's side, but on my mom's side was Richard Humphreyville,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure his wife's name.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah.
Do you have an
Because-
idea of who your grandparents were? Or your great grandparents?
My great grandparents? Well, from what I've gathered from, well, like Lois had said that my great grandfather was Henry Bear, and that is her uncle, I think she said.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you found some family here too, eh?
Yeah.
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 Well, I find that talking to everybody lately, everybody's related in some way.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
nice.
And since, for you too, Pearl, since your grandchildren and great grandchildren will be seeing this video, you're from James Smith, right?
Yes.
Yes. Do you want to tell me about your history, like who your mom and dad and your grandparents?
My mom and dad is Reuben and Muriel Burns. That's my mom and dad. And my grandparents on my dad's side are gone. And I'm not sure, I can't remember, my grandmother was the only one I remembered, and the grandfather I don't really remember.
Oh, I see.
So it's not, you know, on mom's side, my grandparents was like, George Mackay and his wife, what was she?
Was it McLean?
Yeah, she was a McLean, and well, they got married. She became Mackay. I can't remember her first name. Gee, I'm forgetful, you know. I'm getting old.
Lots of us are forgetful.
Yeah, and on her dad's side, well, she didn't know her grandfather because he didn't know his dad's name either.
Mm.
And her grandmother was Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia, okay.
Yeah, she went. I didn't get to meet her. She was gone, but I could remember, you know, stuff. But she was like my mom liked her. She thought she was a nice lady. So I imagine she was.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So who are your siblings, Floyd?
My siblings are, well, there's Rose, Percy, Lucy, Marlene, Lawrence, Linda, Billy, and Bernice?
Yeah.
Or, hey, Bernice? Yeah, Bernice. And then I have 3 siblings that were born in Winnipeg. And one, Rick, what was the one's name that we were going to meet and she didn't show up?
Oh, gosh, I can't
Joanne,
remember.
I think it was,
Uh-huh.
and there was one other one, but I can't remember her name. They were after my mother had moved away from Saskatchewan. She moved to Winnipeg, and she married someone over there, right?
Right. I see.
Yeah.
And how about your siblings, Pearl?
My siblings are, well, Milt Burns, Ron Burns, deceased Dale Burns, and
Her sister,
uh,
the older.
Pat. No,
No.
Lorna.
Lorna.
Lorna Arcand.
Okay.
And that's who she married, was Eugene Arcand. And who else?
Roger.
Roger, and he's deceased now. And Kevin, and he lives out here in Brenda together. And yeah, and Kevin and Pat, my sister Pat, my baby sister.
Oh.
And yeah, she's a good kid.
That's good. That's good.
And who else? Perry, yeah.
Big family.
Yeah.
And Michael,
those two guys are gone. They died.
There's
And the youngest.
and then your newest sister,
Oh, my newest sister is Adele.
Oh, okay.
And she's a very nice girl too.
She's an Iron, and
She married an Iron.
he used to be the police officer out here.
Oh,
John.
yeah. John
Yeah.
Irie?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
And that's probably how she must have found out from her mother. Her mother is from Beardy's. Eh?
Mm.
She's a Gamble.
Yep.
Yeah. So she must have told him who her father was,
Right.
and she looked him up. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so
That was
she's
Dad, eh?
your newest sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Nice.
newest sister.
She
Yeah.
younger?
Eh?
Yeah,
Oh
she's-
yeah. Way
she's-
younger.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
only 42 or
Something like that.
43.
Yeah,
Oh.
not very old.
Yeah. And all the rest are, well,
Older.
Older,
Yeah.
We'll just
yeah.
say older.
yeah.
Yeah. And,
So what-
Yeah. And we're really older.
Oh.
Yeah, we're the oldest.
So why don't you guys tell me about your children
Oh.
and and your
Okay.
grandchildren too?
Yeah. Okay, well, we have our oldest daughter is Lana, and our next one is Stacy,
See?
and she lives in Saskatoon. And Ian lives in Saskatoon. We have 3 children, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grandchildren and 2 great grandchildren.
Yeah.
And the oldest is Jordan Michael there, and
Yeah.
he's a teacher like his mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He had taken another course and it didn't pan out. It was a 2-year course, and the forestry industry has went way down
Mm-hmm.
ever since Weyerhaeuser pulled out of Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't let anybody else take over their timber and stuff. So I mean,
It happens.
yes, but And then we have Emily, which is Jordan's daughter, and the new one is Charlotte,
Hmm.
Yeah,
and
cute
that's
little girls.
Jordan's daughter.
Both of them are Jordy's daughters.
Yeah, and
Emily's the oldest.
Yep.
And
yeah,
Charlotte's the
she'll
baby.
be 18 this year,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
she's graduating from grade 12. So
She's planning on going on,
yeah,
That's
which
good.
is good. Yeah.
yes,
Hmm.
yeah. Well,
She's a good girl.
she is good.
Yeah.
Fussy but good.
I think
Yeah.
we're all fussy at some point.
Yeah.
Do you have any more grandchildren?
No.
No.
Just yeah, we do. We forgot to name the other three.
That's okay.
Oh no.
Well, and Lana has Amber too,
Mm.
and she's McLeod. That's
Gus and Lance.
Angus is her father's name, and he's from Stanley, Michigan.
Mm. Yep.
And we have Natasha, which is the oldest,
Mm.
and
Natasha and
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle.
They're twins,
Oh, okay. Nice.
and well, Natasha was born first, and then Gabrielle, and then we have another grandson, which is Jeremiah.
Nice.
Yes.
And he's my baby.
Oh, it's your baby?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
I love them. Well, I love them all, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
I'm sure he'll see this video someday,
Yeah.
and he'll know
Yeah.
I was the baby.
yeah, yes.
That's good. Okay, so what do you remember as a child on Muscatine? I know Pearl didn't grow up here, but she's lived here a long time, so that's why we're including her in this, because her family's here, her history's here too,
Yeah.
right? So,
Right.
what do you remember as a child on Muscatine?
Oh, well, I never lived out here, but we used to come and visit I used to come and visit our aunties, like Auntie Aggie, or Agnes,
Yep.
which is Ava's mother.
Mhm.
And we used to come and visit Auntie Sarah, which is Billy, Chester, and I can't remember what's Mervyn John's wife. She's
Joyce.
in a home.
Joyce.
Joyce, yes,
Okay.
yeah, and then Auntie Rose,
Hmm.
and she was a Crane. She was married to Bill Crane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So, when you were out here, how did families help each other and treat each other?
Oh, everybody was always visiting around, you know, like I remember Margaret and all those, or Myrna, Bear, and you know, they all used to come to one place and come and visit and then talk about boys, of course.
Of course.
But that's what I remember about them, is
Mhm.
that they all gathered at either auntie's place. They like to gossip a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Type of thing. But I mean, and well, like my sister Linda lived with Rose and Bill for a while.
Yep.
When she was younger, she always, she was, I would say, mentally challenged,
Mhm.
you know, and I mean, she talked and everything, but she would say, oh, I used to tease her a lot, so,
Yeah.
and she would say, oh, you make me sick. Yeah, that's what I remember about her. She did like me to tease her, eh? But Yes. And that's about it. And well, when I was younger, I knew Percy.
Yep.
Because Percy and Lucy I more or less knew because they used to go to our uncle Claire's place that lived in town, and we used to get to know each other that way. Like that's how I more or less knew. And then I used to come out and see Percy every once in a while, and well, at that time he was single, and he used to go to all these different girls' places all the time. So I'd tag along with him more or less.
Oh,
Yeah. But yeah, like he was at one time he was with Doreen Crane was one of his girlfriends, and then he got married to a James Smith girl, but she died in a car accident. And then he was married to what the heck's her name? She's Stan and George's
oh, Teresa Robillard.
Teresa, yeah. He had married her, and they had Percy, I think, together.
Nice.
And that's about it that I remember, anyway, like as a kid type of thing.
So how about you as a child? What do you remember?
Oh, I remember all the kids. Because, I lived at home with Mom and Dad, and so did the kids. And, they're all good kids. They listened and helped when we needed help doing, different things around the house. And, mostly around outside they would work, like they chopping the wood and stuff like that. Boys,
Yeah.
and mostly boys, and I only had 2 sisters, and we were outnumbered, so they got to do all the outside work, and which they didn't mind at all. And then when they were done, they'd go play, So it's fine with us as long as they didn't come in and mess up the house.
Oh, because you guys kept the house clean?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And Mom and Dad, my dad, he always worked, and so did my mom. And so we wanted to keep the house nice for them. And we'd have things always fixed up for them. And because they did always try to do the best they could for us, so what could we do but try to do the best for them?
Nice.
Yeah, they were good people. We liked them.
That's good. So now, I have another question. Like, when did you guys move out to Muscadet, like in your marriage?
We moved out here in 1986. We started building our house in 85, and we moved out in June of 86. And our neighbors, Dale and them, that's who actually got us out here. They went, we both lived in town at the time.
Yep.
And there was a new program coming out that where you could put your own money into your house and build whatever kind you wanted,
Mm-hmm.
type of thing. And you still got that 30 5,000, I think, was
Yeah, I
how
think it
much
was.
they gave you for housing out here.
Yeah.
For like your power and everything, which we, well, they had to run the power line to our house. And then we dug a well. The well didn't last very long. One of the beaver drivers delivering lumber out there, he run over our well.
Oh, geez.
So, so that ended our well, because it sort of deflected where the water was going.
Yeah.
Type of
Silted
thing.
in.
Because it was like sort of a, I don't know whether it was an underground like lake or if it was a spring type of thing.
Seemed like
But
it.
we got it witched in. Somebody came and witched it in.
It wasn't me.
She didn't have her broom back then.
That's awesome.
Oh.
But yeah, so anyway, we built our house and finished it in 1986. And I mean, oh, it was tough building.
Mhm.
Well, first of all, we didn't have a road back there, so I mean, we drive in the field, and come out, and
Walk
like
in the
that
field.
one,
Barefoot.
Oh, geez.
yeah, that
Oh, and I
one.
was scared. Never know what you're gonna step on.
Yeah, yeah.
So that one evening we got stuck out here because we couldn't get. It had rained and the field was all muddy and we couldn't get out.
Oh,
So we went over to our neighbor's house, Dale's, because his was more or less just about finished. So that was in the springtime. So we went over to his place and we slept on the floor over there until the next day.
Yeah.
And well, finally we moved in and it was really, well, it still is really nice. It's peaceful
mm-hmm.
and you see all animals. I mean, we've had bears in our yard, moose in our yard, deer all over the place. Like that one day I counted about 18 bucks. They were all together, no does, just bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all sort of gathered together there. And then, like out in the fields, sometimes you've seen 100.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh.
100 deer. They all gathered. Like this year I think we've seen maybe 10 to 12 deer this year.
Yeah.
They haven't been around whatsoever.
Oh, so you're saying that it's getting less and less for animals?
Well, I don't know if there's less and less animals, but because of the way winter was this year,
Yeah.
like we hardly had any snow,
Yeah.
so they could go anywhere they wanted,
Yeah.
type of thing. So just that part of it, I think, sort of led to where these animals were. Right?
Nice.
And anything you can add?
What?
About coming to your new home in Muscadet.
Oh, right. I loved it.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. It was very nice. People are all nice, and I mean, what more can I ask for?
Yeah.
And the kids liked it. You know, that was my main. You know, I wanted them to be happy to wherever we went, and they were. Of all the places, I grew up in PA with mom and dad, and you know, I liked it, but when I brought the kids in into Muscadet, I could tell that they liked it. And then they'd say, why don't you ask so-and-so to come over and play, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd ask some of the kids to come out, you know, and play, and they would play outside and whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And and it was fun watching them, you know, because there was a whole bunch of them, and geez, they had fun.
That's good.
And I thought, well, gee, this is good, you know, that's what I had wanted. And Floyd, well, he was still working in those days.
Yeah.
So, you know, he wasn't home in the daytime, in the early evening. He was home after 5. But I had the run of the place, and the kids, and they were all good. And then when they had their friends over, well, that was even better.
Yeah.
Gee, can we ask them over again, Mom? You know. Yes, of course you can. As long as Dad's not home. Oh, golly. But yeah, we all had, I enjoyed it. And the neighbors, well, of course, I loved my neighbors because I knew them from before. And then other people, you know, I met other people and I liked them too, so what more could I ask for?
Right.
I was happy, you know. And then I was happy with him too, so that was even good. Best.
Oh, shucks.
He spoiled me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Which was all right too.
Lucky to find that, hey?
Yes. Very lucky. I
So,
was very happy when I found this Mr. Floyd Bear, who I didn't know from Hole in the Ground, but he was. Yeah,
where did you guys meet?
in PA.
Yeah?
Like I lived with my mom and dad, and he lived with his mom and dad, and
We had mutual friends.
yeah.
Like, well, with me, Arnie Mackay was my friend, and he was dating Shirley Ma, which was her friend. So that's how well, we used to go to dances. Different dances, like we used to go out to Briar Lee
Mm-hmm.
and go dance over there. And,
Yes, we sure did.
and then we
It was
started
fun.
going bowling together.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
Well, we like bowling. Like,
Yeah.
it was just a great pastime. Like, it was something we always liked to do. And next thing we were all doing it.
Yeah.
Shirley and Arnie and Floyd and I, and good grief. But be darned, as usual, I wore my pants too tight. And didn't I go rip my pants when I was bowling?
Oh, geez.
Oh, I was so embarrassed. And then he was like, never mind, just hurry up.
Yeah. So she tied her jacket or something.
Around my waist,
Yeah.
you know, cover myself up.
You kept on bowling?
Kept on bowling.
Yeah.
Oh, heck.
It's an awesome story.
Yeah, that was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah.
And the kids, well, they were doing their own thing too. Like the boys, well, Ron and Mel told they would go to dances and so forth. Like I'd go to the same dances sometimes and see them there, and they'd say, "Are you with anybody?" Yes. Well, do you think we could have a dance? I said, yes, of course. I can dance with whoever I want.
Yeah, there used to be, back then in PA, they used to have teen dances.
Mm.
And that's,
Oh, do you know what I did one time? I went to this teen dance at, what do you call that? Oh, it was in the basement part of a, I can't
not
remember
sure.
the name of it. But anyway, it was where people used to go for meetings and stuff. But anyway, they always have dances and stuff. So this was fine. I always liked dancing, so, and I knew the guys would be going. So
Oh,
anyway,
did I go to teen dances?
yes.
Not often. I try to stay away from those kind of things. I didn't like dancing.
No, I didn't.
I didn't have a beat for dancing.
Oh, you were pretty good.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
So did any of you go to school on reserve?
No.
No?
Not, she did.
I did in James Smith.
And how was that for you?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Like I knew everybody I went to school with.
Yeah.
And we all went to the school, like different schools,
Mm-hmm.
because you knew people from every area. And I liked everybody, so it worked out good. And it was always good.
Good memories?
Yes.
That's good. So how long ago did you go to school on reserve?
I went from, we used to go to school out well, we lived in the middle of James Smith there,
Yeah.
in the north part. And then at that time, we went to school, we all went to school at the red
Little Red School.
Little Red School. And then after that, when we all got older and we moved on to different grades, we went to school in the white school. It was a white school. It was
Central School.
Central. No, it's not Central School.
No?
That
No.
East Central School?
No.
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 This was,
It was on the reserve, right?
yeah, it was on the reserve, and it was a good old school, and the teachers, well, they would move on too.
Yeah.
So we'd always get a new teacher, and it was nice. Everybody was good. The teachers were good to us too, so that helped lots. And
Then
so
you went to,
then we moved on to Central. That's the school they built new, and everybody joined together, and they all went to school at the same school.
Mm-hmm.
And that was on the south end of the reserve.
Oh.
And it was good. We had a great big, great big school area. And then downstairs there was a big area where you had your activities and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's where we had a lot of dances and stuff. We could have dances there if we wanted, like the older kids. And it was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'd bring my record player over and we'd have teen dances.
Nice.
Floyd never went. I never seen him there.
So did you graduate from there?
Eh?
Did you
No.
graduate from there?
No,
No.
we went
you went to Canisno.
to Kinisino, and I went to school there for a while, and then, Dad was gonna move on again.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, we're gonna move to Prince Albert, because I'm going to be working in Prince Albert.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to be with me.
Yeah.
So we all got ready and we packed up, and away we came to PA.
Nice.
And it was good. We liked it, and well, we like being with mom and dad.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we were all busy, and the kids, well, they were all mischievous, and the two little boys, mom was giving them a bath. That's the story.
Yeah.
And okay, that's fine. She was giving them a bath, and I thought, well, that's good. You know, they'll be done and ready to go wherever they were going to go. Be damned if they didn't run out of the bathroom and run down the road.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I said, Mom, the kids are running outside in their birthday suit. And she said, oh no, go get them. Me go get them.
Oh, jeez.
I said, you kids get home right now. And they said, why? Because it's cold out and you're not got no clothes on. Oh gosh.
The freedom, hey?
Yeah. Anyway, they listened and they went back into the house. And I said, you guys have to get dressed. If you're going to go anywhere, you have to dress up. You can't be going out like that. Okay. So they, I laid the clothes out and I said, you guys fix up nice now. And when you're done, I'll comb your hair.
That's cute. That's cute.
And they did. So that they were good. They listened to me very well. But nobody was watching them when they ran out to the road, running down the road.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't think there was anything wrong with that. But Mom was a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta watch them better than that. And I said, well, I try, but gosh, they're busy.
Busy boys. And how about you, Floyd? Where'd you go to school?
Oh, all over. I started out in Green Lake, grade 1.
Yep.
I went there for a half a year. Then we moved to PA and I went to Queen Mary,
Mm-hmm.
finished my grade 1. And then grade 2, I took correspondence for half the year. We moved out to the bush by Montreal Lake someplace.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I took correspondence. And then I went to Prince Edward School and finished my grade 2. Grade 3, 4, 5, we went to Connaught School, which was in East End.
Right.
And then grade 6, I went back to Queen Mary. Grade 7, I went to Prince Edward again.
You're everywhere.
Yeah.
He was just a roving cowboy.
And grade 8,
Roving brave.
Yeah.
grade 8, I went back to Queen Mary.
Hmm.
Then grade 9, I went to Riverside. And grade 10, 11, and 12, I went to Carleton, or technical school it was called back then.
Mm.
Prince Albert Technical School.
Nice. Nice. So, how far back do you remember who chief and council were? You really didn't live on reserve then, did you?
No.
Yeah.
I remember, we remember David Knight. And Everett was the chief when we moved out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who was chief after him. I don't remember whether it was David Knight again. It could have been, maybe for a year or two. whatever, 2 terms, and then Austin got in.
Mm.
Like he was in for what, 27 years, I think.
Yeah,
It was cheap.
quite a long term, yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you explain the history of Muscadet in your own words? Like as you were living out here at the time, right? How was everything like? How was life out here for you guys?
Oh, life was good out here. It was, you know, well, the band, the money that they put in was for our, well, at that time we had a wood and electric stove in the basement there. So, well, we paid for everything, but we paid for part of it with, we paid for part of it with Muscadet funds, you know,
Yep.
like power and telephone and stuff like that. And
Right.
the well. And then we, well, we had a house in town, and that's how we actually got to build our own house,
Oh, okay.
because we had a house in town and we sold it. And when we bought it, well, it was only in 1972, I think we bought probably Barry's uncle's place.
Oh,
He
okay.
was a brass.
Right. Right.
What was his name? He used to work for Indian Affairs anyway, and I can't remember his name. But anyway, yeah. So that's the house that we had bought from him
Mhm.
through Indian Affairs. Like back then, they had what they called urban housing, eh?
Yeah.
Like through Indian Affairs, and it went through CMHC at that time, and so we bought this house for 10,000, and 8,000 of it was for furniture and that type of stuff to get set up, you know,
I see.
type of thing. Because well, back then you had to buy what they call you had to get your property all laid out.
Yeah.
You had to have a surveyor's certificate
Oh, right. Right.
for the house, and I don't know, back then I think it was something like $500 to get a surveyor's certificate, and it wasn't really where they redone anything. They just transferred it from, you know, whoever you bought the house from,
Nice.
type of thing. And then when we were out here, well, we didn't have to have certificates, surveyor's certificate and that, you
Oh.
know, type of thing. And over the years, well, they built us our road.
Yep.
You know, they had it all surveyed out, and at that time, well, our department, like I was working on roads and that back in that time, but I wasn't doing much surveying.
Yep.
I do some surveying whenever was needed,
Yep.
but I work mostly in the office, so doing drafting and that, drawing up like plans for expropriation and that type of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so last question. What important message do you want to share with our future generations about education?
Oh, education.
Yep.
It's very vital that you.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, it's very vital that you get get your education. Grade 12 is okay, but
Now it's
nowadays you should go on. You know, if you have the chance to go on and you're not tied down in any way, you know, you should.
Yeah.
You should get a degree in something, because the way things are now, like grade 12, you don't really get a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Like as back as when I was in grade 12
Yeah.
and got a job, like the opportunities were there. Like we moved to in 1969 after I had started working with the government. We decided we were going to move to BC. So we packed up our car with all our stuff, and we went to BC. But on the way to BC, we broke down in Kamloops. So we had to stay there a week to get our car fixed. And at that time, it was the crankshaft.
Oh, geez.
It was just pounding, like the rods were going to come through the roof type of thing.
Unreal.
I
Yeah.
didn't think we were gonna make it up the hill.
Yeah, it was pounding. I mean, we could barely go 10 miles an hour up the hill.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we got it fixed, paid our bill. Back then, I mean, it was cheap
Mm-hmm.
to get a vehicle worked on, you know. I mean, if I had to pay for it today, well, you're looking at $5,000, $8,000, you know.
At least.
Yeah, to get a motor redone,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Okay. So, now that we've come to the end of our interview, I just want to thank you guys for sharing your history with us. Yep.
Yes.
Is there any last minute things you want to share? Because your great grandchildren, your great grandchildren are probably going to see this down the road. So, you want to share anything for them?
Well, yeah, so like, well, I mean, some of our grandchildren are very shy,
Mm-hmm.
and I was hoping that they would get out of their shyness and, you know, go on to get their, like they've graduated and all that, but I wish they'd go on to get a degree in something so they could, you know, do better for themselves and that type of thing. But like when we're gone, well, Ian is going to be our spokesperson, or what do they call it? Sort of like not an attorney, but
Executor.
executor
Right.
for our will and all that, and he's going to, you know, look after all that part of it. Whatever we have
Mm-hmm.
is going to be dispersed amongst the family and all that, and hopefully someone will want to take over the house, you know,
Mm-hmm.
pass it on to type of thing.
Yeah.
And if not, well, I hope we can sell it to the band.
Yep.
You know,
I'm sure somebody will take over the family home. I'm sure they will.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nice home.
Yeah, it is a very nice house.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming out. I
Sure.
really appreciate you guys sharing your story.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
thanks
us.
for asking us.
You're welcome.